Welcome back everyone to more Motorsport Manager Online. And in today's video, we will hopefully, after our first race of the day, be able to move up into the next class higher. We're now in Tier 3 and moving along at a pretty frantic pace, quite frankly. In fact, this is going to be the first time that we've actually had to worry about finishing positions and not finishing one or two in the team points on each and every race. That may have something to do with the recent nerf of driver traits as well as strategies. Not entirely sure, because as I mentioned previously in another video, I didn't go and look through the patch notes to see exactly what they changed, even if they're available. Not even sure those are available, but we're just going to go with it. And so far, we've been getting good results, but we certainly haven't been dominating each and every race, and that is a bit refreshing for me. Again, going back to the PC version, you'll find yourself a lot of times, if you choose one of the lower tier teams and try to build them up, that you'll go through entire seasons without very much improvement, and that can really give you an appreciation for the good finishes when they do come. So you can see we've still got some time left before we get new brake parts that we're going to put on to David's ride. But everything, again, looks good. All of these videos being recorded in very close proximity. But right now, I'm very excited to get to the race. And for race number 1 of the day, it looks like we're headed back to Vancouver. A fairly high chance of rain, 31%. Short start line, so less overtaking opportunities, which is odd because Vancouver is known for, in real life, several overtaking opportunities. 7th or above. Wow, they really don't expect us to do much in this race, do they? So forecast, don't see any rain here at the beginning. Of course, we're going to start off with the soft tires. And we got a total of 9 laps. Looks like, wow, we really could. I'm just going to stick with the soft tires. It is so depressing watching David run around on the hard tire. The times I've done it, he's so much off the pace. I think it's worth it. Again, we've got him with the ultra quick pit stop, so let's just go with the soft tire. But I do think we're going to need to, let's see, 3. No, we can go with 3 laps here. In fact, let's go conservative on Jessica. Let's see how things sort of work their way out here at the beginning. Jessica can do this on 1 stop. It's going to take 2 stops for David. But right now, Jessica is definitely showing the way as far as the stronger of our 2 drivers. She has a little bit better car overall, but showing much better. And of course, smoothness always helps. All right, so David's struggling a little bit. He's back into the 10th position. But again, this is all going to work its way out through the strategy. I'm going to go ahead and swap over to focus on David because his pit stop, we'll want to queue it up as soon as we pass the pit entry. And here we come now. There we go. So we are past that. So let's go ahead and set that up. All right, so he should have just a little bit of tire remaining when he gets there. So let's go ahead and have him attack for the remainder of this lap, see what we can make up. And that should take up any and all of his remaining tire as he comes in for his stop. And wow, you can see he really got on the gas there. We're going to bring him back down to neutral. And we're going to focus on Jessica, who's coming around for lap number 4. So for her, 20%, assuming we don't get any rain, that is. All of this changes if we get rain. So 20% is what she needs for a full lap. You can see we're going to be right at that as she starts lap number 5. But again, that's what we had planned for. So without any weather issues, we are in great shape with her. All right, meanwhile, David is sitting in 3rd position. You can see a lot of hard tires going on for strategy, which may turn out to be the best way to go, but we're sticking with the soft tires. We have some bonuses for that. All right, starting lap number 6 here, so we're going to go ahead and get David ready to go for his next pit stop. Let's go ahead and have him attack. That worked out very well last time. So we'll see if he can pick up this one more position and possibly some additional lap time. He struggled quite a bit there, so that didn't work out quite as well as we might have hoped. He wasn't able to overtake. So now both cars should be done with pit stops for the remainder of the race. Let's see. We move into first position, and we've got hard tires. Hard tires look like, of course, they're going to be going to the end, but speed should be no issue for us. Soft tire versus the hard tire. Even if they're pushing, it's going to be hard for them to keep up with us just simply because of the grip factor. All right, we're going to keep an eye on David. In fact, let's move back to David because he's the one that has an opportunity to move up in this particular race toward the end. So as we come around for the final lap, remember, he uses 39% on the tire for one lap. So it looks like we're going to have enough for him to push the entire lap. So we want him to get into second position, which looks very doable right here. All right, this would be the opportunity to do it. Let's outbrake him going into the corner. Yes, that's exactly what we wanted. And it looks like he's going to have plenty of tire remaining at the end. So we're going to get our 1-2 finish. What a way to go out for a promotion on a 1-2 finish. We'll take both top spots on the podium. Thank you very much. So the one-stop strategies aren't quite as fun when you're not pushing hard and you're trying to conserve everything you can on the car. But they're certainly effective at this point, given the other bonuses and strategies we have for our two drivers. So we'll take the top two spots. And now let's see what kind of information we get on our promotion. All right, new driver trait, which in all likelihood we're not going to have a whole lot of time to use, but always good when you get positive driver traits. So we're going to get gears, copper wire. Okay, thank you very much. We'll definitely take those, as we're going to get an opportunity here shortly to see exactly what type of upgrades we might be able to work our way into. All right, so now next up, I believe it's still going to be fixing a broken or worn part. So we'll see what we get there. And then we'll move on to the promotion, or at least I believe that's the order it's going to go. Okay, never mind. I was wrong. We're going to get the promotion first. So that's D class completed. Now we move up to C, and we unlock 3 drivers and 1 new strategy. Now I want to see what kind of drivers we get. So 75, 76, 76. Okay, I'll take that. And what is our new strategy? Number 2 driver. All right, so -3 all teammate stats, or all stats -3, all teammate stats +6. All right, so that's not really suited for us right now with the way we're running things, but that could be a huge bonus. That +6 is very nice if, in fact, you needed that. So yeah, very good, especially when you combine it with some other bonuses like we currently have. That could be a huge bump for a main driver, but again, not really what we're using right now, but could definitely come in handy in the future. All right, so let's go ahead and move forward. Let's see, what do we get here in our new championships? Okay, here we go. Here is our first option. We talked about this one multiple videos ago at this point, but the ability to separate out instead of having everything mixed. We're going to join just the stock car, and it says an Oval Super League. So let's see what we get here. I'm very excited to see what indeed this ends up meaning for us. Is it just a name, or are we actually going to be running a lot of ovals? All right, so top 15 points. Okay, not bad. No refueling, no safety car. No refueling always sounds weird whenever you're dealing with ovals. Qualifying is standard, 3 tire compounds. All right, so that's a little bit different. 1 additional compound. We've done this in the past, but not in our most recent division. So overall, everything fairly standard. Top 15 being the biggest thing we'll need to keep track of. So we'll join the Oval League. We've got some liveries. Of course, this is what we're using right now. Let's see, we've got this one, and then only those three. I kind of like the first one. It matches up really nice, and I'm definitely not going to be purchasing any of these from the store or anything, so we'll back our way out of that. Okay, everything looks good. Continue on. C-Class Super Oval League. But first we need to fix a few parts. Let's see what we've got. Overall, now, we're in all likelihood going to be getting some very nice upgrades in the near future. So right now, what I'm inclined to do is not worry a whole lot about David's parts, because when we start to get our upgrades, we'll give those to Jessica, move these parts over. So that's what I'm thinking mostly about doing. I really like our durability. Let's go ahead and give a performance boost here. I like that. That's I think a pretty good idea. All right, so now we have some upgrades available. First and foremost, let's go ahead and get our driver upgrade done. Level 8. And let's see, what do we want to do? Well, I think our best shot is to keep working on these starts. Still not going to be great, but we'll take everything we can get because she has tremendous race pace, at least for her level of driver. She's now up to a 75 overall, and look at these stats. Absolutely awesome stats. Love these stats. And unfortunately, David has not been doing quite as well, and I feel like he's just being hindered by his smoothness as much as anything. So we'll keep working on that. You can see we're going to have a new brake package available here momentarily. In fact, let's see what we've got for our upgrades for the brakes. So we're on 14. And it looks like we can move up to 15, and that's going to be the highest we can get. We've got tons of copper electronics. We've also got plenty of. Okay, suspension. Let's see what we've got for upgrades here. Again, looks like one more level is all we can get. We've got plenty of parts there. And gearbox. Only one more level. We've got what we need here. So the question is, do we have enough gears to do everything that we want to do? So let's go back. What else was using the gears? Was it the brakes? No, I'm just losing my mind. It was none of those. So we're going to be able to really improve all of these, or at least as many as we have staff available for right now. All right, so at this point, let's just go ahead and it's really not going to matter a whole lot. So actually, we could recycle, and that wouldn't be a terrible idea. We'll go ahead and select our driver there. Go ahead and assign that for right now. All right, now let's come back to our parts. And so brakes, we definitely want to do the upgrade here. Okay, let's do that. Confirm that. Thank you very much. A plus 20 right there. A plus 30. Wow, really like that. Okay, plus 30s are always good. And then a gearbox, plus 40. So this is going to be a huge advantage for us as we continue to work forward. So, all right, so now what do we want to work on first? Well, for me, pretty simple. I want to work on the gearbox since it gives us the biggest improvement. So we'll go ahead and start building this. Only 100K, 20 staff. So that's going to take us down to 10 staff remaining. But overall, I am very happy about that. Okay, let's go ahead and continue on there. Not worrying about rushing anything or watching any ads to hurry that up. But it looks like we come back out to the main screen. So we've moved up to the Super Oval League. Again, we're going to find out if that actually has anything to do with ovals or if it's just simply in the name. But if you'll take a look at where our car is, still not terrible right now. You can see we're in the good category across the board. Good staff, good drivers, good car. So overall, not too bad. We'll get some sponsor money here before too terribly long. But right now, what I really want to find out is what type of results can we get with this current car and these current drivers. So let's go ahead and head to another race. And this is a track that I always enjoy seeing. It reminds me so much of the PC version, the Black Sea. We ran so many races on that track. 28%, not as high of a chance of rain as we've seen in the past. Bonus objective is 6th or above. And let's just be realistic. We should not be able to get to 6th place, I don't think, given the car we have and our level of driver, which, not that they're bad drivers by any stretch, but at some point we should struggle. And if we're ever going to struggle, this should be the time, since we have not made any upgraded parts. And it's been a little while since we swapped out drivers. So let's go ahead and move forward. No rain apparently for the first few laps. And just as I say that, we are 2nd and 9th in qualifying. So this is starting to confuse me a little bit. We should not be running that well. Maybe the race is going to hold something different altogether. Of course, already by the fact that we're at the Black Sea, you can figure out that we're definitely not going to be on all ovals. Let's see. We need to try to do this on one stop with Jessica if we can, but we're not going to be able to do that at all. Here with, let's see, let's go 24%. We'll try to do a 2-stop strategy here, maybe three-lap strategy with 1-4 in there. Yeah, that's probably our best bet. Let's try to get 4 laps here in this first stint with David. Jessica, we're going to try to do a 5 and a 5. And based on what we're seeing here, we should just barely have enough tire to make that happen. In fact, might even be, particularly in this first stint, in a situation where we're going to run out of tire just before the end of the lap. But that's okay. I don't think we're going to lose a whole lot of time if that happens. But we're going to conserve with both drivers here. And again, we'll see sort of how this strategy works out. All right, so our first pit stop will be with David. So let's go ahead and queue him up. There you can see pit stops already starting. And David's going to be coming in this time by. And we're going to leave him on the soft tire. All right, so far, so good. All right, comes in for his pit stop, which of course is blindingly fast. All right, so Jessica we need her to come in next time by. Actually went, wow, this is going to be really close for her. But if we can make this, it is going to make it awesome for the future. Look at that. We only had 1% remaining, but we made it. That's the main thing. All right, so if we come back over to David, again, we're up at the front of the pack because these guys are on much slower tires overall. In fact, yeah, everybody but maybe 1 or 2 other cars are on at least the mediums, if not the hard tire. So David will be coming in next. Of course, Jessica is done. She will not be making any more pit stops, and she's sitting in great position right now, chasing down the leader who is on hard tires. Shouldn't be much of a fight there. All right, so 24% per lap. So we're going to have him run 1 more lap. There we go. We passed by pit entry. So let's go ahead and queue up the soft tires. And we'll go ahead and go neutral here. I think we're going to have enough tire for him to do neutral for the remainder of the race. So here we come down to pit entry. He'll duck into the pits, make his blindingly fast stop, and now he's back out on it. So let's take a look. Where is Jessica? She is 13.5 seconds ahead. Of course, these guys might be coming pretty fast. We'll see how hard they're pushing, but at this point, they're sort of out of time. And David is also looking really good. He's got a bit of a buffer back to 4th position. Probably not going to catch second place, but again, this has been a much better race for race number 1 in this new league than I would have ever imagined. This is certainly not what I expected. I expected us to struggle mightily. In fact, I'm basically looking forward to a time where we start to struggle some. But first and third is certainly not struggling. All right, so we had, 13.5 second race victory. And of course, that is almost entirely, if not entirely, based on our ability to make it on one stop as opposed to at least 2 stops like most everybody else did. There you can see another David finishes in 3rd position. So again, my goal is to be able to keep these 2 drivers long enough that we no longer see any duplicates in the races along with us. So we'll pick up 41 points from our 1st and 3rd place finish and a total of 300K. So a great race, although a bit disappointing. Sheet metal, pick up 4 more of those, 3 more gears. Thank you very much. Again, just stockpiling as much as we possibly can. And race strategies, again, I'm seeing everybody pretty much. Okay, here's a one-stop strategy, but yeah, most everybody did 2 stoppers, a couple of 1-stoppers here and there. But so far, so good. That was, wow. Just still, my mind is blown that we did that good in that race. Because even had we not done the one-stop strategy, which in all likelihood got us the victory, we still would have been in the top 3 or 4 with both cars, top 5 at a very minimum with both cars. So very interesting to be sure. So right now, once again, we know we've got new parts coming. Those will go to Jessica because she continues to be our lead driver for sure. And let's go ahead. Looks like our reliability is perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and move back up. Yeah, let's go ahead and fix the performance here. Get that back up to its max. Confirm that. All right, so we got about 5 or 6 more minutes there for that first part, but that's going to do it for our video today. So a bit of a stunner as we move on to the Oval Super League. Of course, race number 1, we figure out they're not all ovals. Will we see any ovals? That remains to be the question. We'll find out as we continue along. But for now, that'll do it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager Online.